Hello everybody. I want to show you my build for shamans actually, and yeah, this guy is using his lightning spells and earthquake and maelstrom and all that good stuff. So let's get into it. I want to show you my stats. I prioritize strength, vitality, and attunement. Attunement is the highest one, then strength and vitality. Why? Why no intelligence or dexterity? Well, that's easy answer. Our spells don't scale with intelligence or dexterity. Everything here is scaling from attunement and some strength. And vitality is for just the health, just the survivability, of course. So yeah, I'm gonna show you my skills. And you can kind of see there's this like a clear cookie cutter build, let's say. And yeah, my specialization is in Storm Crows, Warcry, Summon Storm Totem, Earthquake, and Maelstrom. Let's see Storm Crows, right? So Storm Crows is basically like a summon spell who creates two crows who are doing the caw shit, right? Pretty annoying. And yeah, why I'm using this spell is because of this little passive over here. Aspect of the Crow. Storm Crows have a chance to grant you a stack of Aspect of the Crow for 8 seconds, granting you additional melee and spell lightning damage per stack, okay? So, yeah, this is actually pretty huge for our build, which uses lightning spells, especially spells, not melee lightning damage. And this one's passive is every 10 seconds Storm Crows cast Wisdom of the Storm on the nearest ally, which is me, granting Aspect of the Crow, right? So you can kind of see they're, you know, giving me this little buff. Pretty nice. Okay, let's go here. Warcry is probably the most useful skill in this build, for obvious reasons. Not well, maybe not obvious, but it's basically like a oh shit button, clutch button. Yeah, if your HP suddenly drop down, it will save you. It will literally save you. So you wanna go right down here, Breath of Aether, Purging Shout. This will cleanse all the negative ailments of you, like a bleed, poisons, whatever. I'm gonna be honest, the poison and bleeds hurt in this game, especially on the higher levels. Okay, Whirlpool, this is basically like a offensive stat or passive, pretty good. And I went to a ice specialization, which doesn't stun the opponents, but freeze. Why am I doing this? Because while enemies frozen by Warcry take additional damage from me, right, by 15%. Doesn't sounds like a lot, but it is actually. Okay. Yeah, that's why I'm using this little passive or the spell, let's say. So let's go to a Summon Storm Totem. I'm sorry. Yeah, this is basically like a damage, like a AoE huge damage spell that's very passive. You just drop the totem and it will like mow down small mobs in seconds. Okay, so I just went down here, which is basically like a damage bonuses. Thunder Totem. When you cast Storm Totem, you have a 25% chance to cast a Thunder Totem instead of Storm Totem. It has basically more damage, more health, bigger duration, critical strike chance, big good, okay? And after the Storm Totem wasn't carrying that hard, I went this route, which is shocking enemies. And when your totem shocks enemy, you will have 15% or 35%, or so sorry, 45% more lightning damage. Big good, okay? let's go to Maelstrom. This is a very useful spell. It's like a more like a filler spell, to be honest. I'm using it when I want to kill a lot of small mobs that's nearby me. Because in this game, sometimes there's a huge clutter around me, so I can't even see the mobs, and this is basically like a pick them up, right? So I went to the Beneath the Waves. If you go 1 second without directly casting Maelstrom, you gain 1 stack of Lagoon Slumber. When the next cast Maelstrom directly, all stacks of Lagoon Slumber are consumed to cast additional stack. Okay, so if you wait at least 3 seconds and push the Maelstrom button, you will instantly get 3 stacks of this spell. So you don't want to just stand there and click the button or, you know, like a bozo. And I went this way. Whirlpool, stack duration, this is like a bonus damage. If you will have 60 and more attunement, this will be doubled. So big nice. And also I went this way. Gathering Storm, killing an enemy has a chance to create a stack of Maelstrom. If you have like a 10 to 12 stacks of the Maelstrom, it can deal like 1,000, maybe even more damage per not even second, like half a second, right? Big strong. And the last, this is a bread and butter of this build. This one is called Earthquake. You can clearly see the damage per second is getting ridiculous. 31,000, 32, 33,000 damage per second on level 60. And to be honest, this damage per second didn't move from like level 50 or level 44, 45. So, but I went instantly here to Ground Slam, which is when you cast a Earthquake, you will do damage in like a small area in front of you. I mean, it's not bad, it's not great, but this will heavily increase the whole area of effect of the spell, which can almost insta kill almost everybody in the game. I mean the mobs, right? If you wanna kill bosses or high levels, or not high levels, like rares, you need to cast it more time, obviously. But yeah, I mean, very strong spell. You wanna go to Ground Slam. Then I went to a Storm Rift because this spell, this passive converts the physical aspect of the spell to lightning damage, which is great. You can clearly see initial spell damage plus 80, you know, from melee attack to spell. Big nice, especially with our stats, with our FXs, with our passives. Big nice. What you doing? So, and you can kind of see it's really costly. The mana cost is 37. Hold on, go down. Boy. Yeah, the mana cost is very high, 37 after mana efficient passives. So in a default it's probably like a 50, right? And almost every primalist I've seen is having like a, I don't know, like 120 mana or so. So you can kind of cast it twice and then you need to wait, maybe 3 times. Not great, right? So you want to go down here to the passive called Buffet, which reduces the mana cost by a lot. Currently 13 in my case. But yeah, this passive allows me to almost spam the spell or the skill, which can literally one-shot mobs, right? So yeah, let me show you passives. This is my Primalist Passives, 8 out of 10, 8 out of 8, sorry. Natural Attunement, 6 out of 6, 7 Wisdom of the Wild, sorry. Hunter's Restoration, this is probably like a filler, I don't really need this passive, to be honest. And then 8 out of 8, Tempest Bond. All these are basically like a spell damage increases. Also Attunement, our highest ranked spell, or not spell, sorry, stat. So big nice. Also, the Shaman passives are more interesting and more important, to be honest. Right here, Silent Protector. You have additional armor, which is nice, but the most important, it increases mana regen while you have an active totem. You're basically spamming the Storm Totem almost on every pack, so you got 25% more mana regen almost 100% of the time, right? Then Sky Warrior increased damage by 25, big nice. You have Totemic Fury, you have increased attack speed and cast speed while you have an active totem. You know, the faster you can cast spells, the better for you, obviously. 10 out of 10. Stormbringer increase lightning damage and increase minion lightning damage. Totems and birds are considered the minions, so this passive all increases yours damage and theirs also. Big nice. Also the resistances, beautiful. 5 out of 5. Avatar of Thunder, self-explanatory. Spell lightning damage plus 10, minion spell lightning damage. Big nice. You kind of want to skip this row, or this column, sorry. I mean, this might be good. Spell damage plus 2. I mean, sure, this one is pretty good, but I feel like Attunement is much more important to me because it creates a greater mana pool, so you can spam your earthquakes and all your storm totems. So this is a huge passive. Then Swirling Maelstrom. This is more like a filler also, so you can go either Swirling Maelstrom or Rune of the All, or finish Sky Warrior and go directly to Ascendant Circle. You deal increased spell damage for each active totem. Well, you have Storm Totem, you got 16% or even like 35% extra damage by default. Big cool. You might wanna ask me, why are we not going into these lightning based passives? Well, that's easy answer. All these passives are basically melee elementals. We don't do melee damage here, right? Also, I don't think that the storm bolts are that great on themselves. I mean, they're extra damage for free, sure, but in this passive, you get only like a 30% chance or 20% chance to cast one Stormbolt. I mean, if you want to do Stormbolt, you want to go Gathering Storm instead of these passives. Now I'm gonna show you a small sample of the gameplay at level 55 of level 65 dungeon tier 2 of Lightlands Arbor, so you can kind of see the build working. It's not great. I like I said, it's still experimental one, so if you have any suggestion, comments, anything, please let me know in the comments. And if you like this video, please like and subscribe. See ya.